Hello everybody, my name is Kyle Kalk and welcome to my week 4 video review for MDF1 1402. So this week we were tasked to create a project that pulled in XML data from a active web service, and for mine I decided to pull in data from EVE Online, which is a massively multiplayer online game, and it just pulls in the data from will display all of the current alliances that are known within the game. So I'm going to start out here by talking a little bit about what I could have done better. And in the grand scheme of things, I think the project came together really well. It took me about a day to complete on the weekend. And it probably would have been even quicker than that had it not been for my trouble of finding a quality XML source. It seems that a lot of places are moving towards JSON. I was actually considering Twitter because I knew that they at one point did use XML, but they have even abandoned the format and have now moved on to JSON. So when I finally found this data source, I ran with it and I actually quite enjoyed working with it. So I'll just go over a short little bit of my code here. So in my view did load, there's nothing too terribly exciting about it. It gets my URL, makes the request, and then finds the connection, and then it will create a mutable data from what I've gotten from my connection. As we go down here, as you can see, the connection did receive data. If it's not nil, then it will append it to my created mutable data. And down here, my connection did finish loading. Once everything's loaded in, I save it and into my document directory, and as you can see here, I've just aptly named it evealliances.xml. And then once that's done, we get into the parser. So I gotta get the file, which is called evealliances.xml. I load it in and I start to parse. So once I start parsing, you can see down here, I have to do a little bit of trickery because there's multiple rows. So I first find a row that has a value for the key of name. So once I find that, I know that is the row I want. So I then check if name of the alliance is not equal to nil. Then I can find all of my other keys that I want and get the data for them. And once in there, I just pass it through my function here, which then passes it into my singleton and allows me to easily store all my data that I've retrieved. And that's about it for the view controller, as everything else has been the standard with my table views and everything else. So the only other one I will go into that is different is, I believe, this one, my second view controller here. And this is just where I display all my raw data. So I call it to get my path to the data, and then down here I find my data, load it in, and then I just easily, with the encoding, format it and put it into my text view. So now I'm going to run this, and I'll run it, I'll get it started, and then I'm just going to back out just to show that I have my app icon and that working. As you can see, the loading page works. Right now it's a little off kilter because it's scrolled a little bit down, but as you can see, there it is. So I got my loading screen. So now we'll load it in, and I'll actually just stop it quickly. And then I'll bring it back up here, and as you can see, I just named it EVE Online Alliance Information. So we'll click it, we'll get it back in, we'll start her up again from scratch. And I found this is a huge XML file, so it takes a little while to get all this loaded in. But as you can see, here we are. Everything's loaded in. I could scroll on endlessly because there's a ton of alliances. So to save time, we'll just quickly hit the first one. As you can see, it brings in, it has all the information that I parsed out. We'll close that. We'll scroll down, we'll hit second view, and as you can see here, here's my text view and a whole lot of information. And as you can see here at the top, let's just scroll up, I've parsed this at February 26th at their local time of 8:37 p.m., which matches up to my computer's time if you subtract the 6 hours to 238. So it's the most up-to-date information I could find. So thank you everybody for watching my video. I hope you had a great month and look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you very much.